Yeah, we are. No, I haven't got my boots on today, mate. Just my socks. I don't believe him. I think it's a figment of our imagination. Adult. Guaranteed to be. Can you hear us? Anybody out there? You're not telling us we're live yet. Come on. It's probably not watching after all that. I would say Leslie's the first one to comment, and he's probably not watching tonight to be the first comment. There you go. Good stuff. So how are we doing, guys? All right. I saw a video on the new bolt action book. So Ken, how do you feel about this book? Any feelings about it? Listen, you know how quickly I had to do to get my one out the door, I have to say, because I knew somebody else would do it, and outrageous. I hope you get well paid for it. Hey Leslie. Leslie is here. Yes, 20 quid, that's right. Yeah. $176. $22 scenarios, something like that. Plus there's a little campaign at the back as well, which I haven't actually explored properly. Mm-hmm. Leslie, you're an old cynic, mate. Yeah, it probably will be cheaper on Amazon by the time you need to use it for a game. You're absolutely right. Probably be on eBay cheaper by then as well. But no, the only thing is you don't get the figure. That's the only thing. You don't get the special figure, and order it direct from Warlords. So, which is, let's see the figure then. Come on, Liam. Let's have a look. Vasily. Very nice. No, we can't see, it's too blurred. Hey Paul, how you doing, mate? Good to see you tonight. He's a hell of a figure in the rules. He's a hell of a figure in the rules. It's something like he hits on basically, but then has to redeploy after he's sniped, which is just, yeah. I can't find it in the moment. So I suppose if he was in a building, he could move to another window, but then of course he misses a turn of firing. So yeah, as Liam says, he can only, obviously you can only fire sniper as a stationary. Yes. No, he can't. He can just fire. He can just fire as a regular rifle, like 12-inch range or whatever, or 24-inch range or whatever it is. But is he the one that has the free ambush as well? I think there's. I'm trying to find the rule. There was one of the two. Ah, that's Connex. Oh, God's sake! Oh, you. Paul says he can't hear. He can't hear you. He can only just hear me. That's well, that's actually the best way round, really, Paul. But as Leslie said, it was all right. Leslie said it was fine, and Paul says it's not. So I don't really know. Because I haven't changed the settings. Yeah, I haven't changed the settings from last week, so it should. But let me have a quick look. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know when I was listening. I'll pump that up a bit. Yeah, you're a little, to be honest. Yeah, you're a bit. Yeah, I think you're just about. Well, how was that desktop audio? Yeah, don't know. It was working fine before, so I'm a bit surprised. All right, okay. Well, hopefully it's just Paul. It's Paul's potato rather than anything else. It's okay, Paul. It's okay, Paul. I'm the only one that's going to say anything sensible, so you don't need to listen to me anyway. So that's fine. Listen to those two muppets over there. So what you been working on then, Ken? What you been working on this week? How's your grand fleet coming? Yeah. Okay. No. Barely done. No. Oh God, yeah. Ah. I feel your pain. I must admit, I must confess, I forgot to tell you that because since I did my Briggs, but it is true. I think it's the one. I really don't bother usually painting on sprues or anything like that. But with those, I left them on the sprues. I did the whole, pretty much 90% of the painting while they're on the sprue, then assembled them, and then just touched up the bits that were missing because it was the only way to do them. Yeah. You were working on them, weren't you? Excellent. Nice. Yeah, well, I need to, as you know. So I'm buying as quick as I make them, to be honest, which is part of the problem. But no, I'm actually, to be fair, that video was from a few days before, so I just delayed it because I had so many other videos coming out. So this week I haven't done a huge amount. It's the important thing, which is obviously this thing. So HMS Victory finished. Now the only thing, Leslie, I know you said on the comments, what about the rat lines? And I haven't put the rat lines on. No, I'm not bothered with them because they are a pain in the arse, frankly. So they are, and I think the problem is that they're like acetate, aren't they? So I don't think they look they're on. I mean, I'm sure people who are really good at modelling and whatnot can make them look fantastic, but for me, it's another excuse for it to look a bit tatty. I'd rather, because I don't know, you probably can't see on this, but I do the rigging in a really simplistic way. So I just literally run, I don't do the full thing they show you in the magazine, because it's so fiddly to do and friggin' fat fingers. So I just literally wind it around and around and around. It actually only goes around in one solid piece, basically up down, and then round the back. And that's it. That's all I do for the enough. But yeah, they are fiddly so-and-so. So I've got 2 more of these first class to do, but I think it's going to be a while before I get around to doing them, because I didn't enjoy doing this one for some reason. It's you know what, they just don't explain to you. They are fiddly. The game itself is fantastic. I've got the flags on, Leslie. Can't you see? Only from the there is a flag on the back here, and there's a flag at the top. There you go. Oh, so you can have yeah, yours is actually. Gonna have to do it because your camera's like, I can barely see you, Ken. You're really pixelated, and mine looks like I'm really washed out. So never mind. So that was that one. I've also been working through some more of my English Civil War projects. So I'm doing a white regiment. There's the musketeers for them. I'm just at the moment basing these up. So there's 12 of them done. And I've just about finished the 16 pikemen that go with them, and then there'll be another 6 musketeers, so that'll be that regiment finished. Actually, for once I'm doing the historically correct. These are the white uniforms was Lord Percy's Royalist regiment, which actually was quite active, so I'm looking forward to getting them. And to be honest, I was just trying to clear them on. I've had them on the desk, in the painting desk, and I just wanted to get them out of the way. Yeah, because I really like painting them, but it's just nice to clear some space and get rid of them. Oh, on points in the house. Hi, mate. Rigging the 2 ships I've completed was like a trip to the 7 circles of hell. Completely agree, buddy. But knowing knowing him, he's probably done them absolutely perfectly, and they'll look immaculate. For me, I just botched it, and they look fine. And that'll do for me. I also did the Soviet amulet that I bought when I got the yeah. So I think it's a lovely little thing. So I'm quite pleased with the base I've done for him. So yeah, so that was good. Oh yeah. Yep. Battle Bunker Blog Gaming Group is in the house as well. I love it. You know what? I'm terrible at remembering everyone's real names. It's terrible, unless it's obvious. So I'm sorry, guys. And Seventh Son is here as well. Martin. Now I remember Seventh Son is Martin, so I remember that. So there you go. He's in the house as well. And what have you been working on, mate? I've heard that. You could do it with the wash. Yeah, I bet that would work. Ah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you should do it on one of those Briggs. I mean, exactly. And you're going to give to Liam. No, I was asking what he was up to. Very nice. Nice. Oh, I like him. He's nice. Oh, he didn't buy something in the Rubicon sale, yeah. No, I didn't get a T-34. I got the A-15 Cruiser, M10, M36, Tank Destroyer, Panzer IV DE, and a Spin wagon. That's what I got. Yeah. There was an army list I was doing, and it had it in the army list, and I really wanted to use it, and I just thought, well, it was % off. I thought that wasn't bad for those models. I haven't done many of them, to be absolutely honest. No, I haven't. I'm not a real modeler, you see, so that's the only thing that makes me nervous about them, because I think they're better for the pure modelers. Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Yeah. need to do that. I'm going to look forward to doing them then. I think I worry because, as I say, I'm not really a modeler, and so I get a bit frustrated and fingers get stuck together and what have you, and I think, oh, why did I bother? Just thought I'm going to give it a go. I'm getting better at it. Can anyone? Oh, by the way, they're still saying the hearing their sound's wrong. Anybody? I've changed the audio. Can anybody hear Liam on my channel? Because it seems to be still. It's weird. I don't know why it's changed. Alright. So what's people saying while we're checking this out? And they can only hear me. Well, it's important you only hear me, to be absolutely honest. So you still can't hear anybody. Oh bloody hell, what is going on? That's weird. I haven't changed anything from last week, so I don't really understand why it is not picking up. Let's try that one. That might be it. Let's see whether that makes any difference. It does annoy me when it doesn't keep anything right. Anything coming through now. It'll take a few seconds, obviously. Now it's just coming up on the screen. I can see it now. Really? Nothing at all? That is weird. Audio output capture and display capture, and then mic. That's because that was working before. Just the 3 channels are all running. Yeah, and put another one on.
And then where it's got default got selected, just read out to me what you've got there as an option.
I've got speakers, two USB audio device, then HD TV, and then speakers, Realtek high definition audio. It's probably that one, isn't it?
Do speakers high tech.
Right. Oh, so, new which one? Oh. Okay. I'm being told they can hear you now, but that was before I muted it, so testing. Oh, you're gone again, so that mute, obviously I need to have that back on. Okay. Alright, I think we're there then. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys, we're so amateurish. Well, I am. Every time, I don't know why it does this. I don't change anything from week to week, and I don't know why, it just doesn't seem to. Can everyone hear now? Anybody hear us? They can hear me. Alright, speak again, Ken. As we were. Yeah, lovely. They can't hear you again. They still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. And I don't know why that would be. I'm sorry guys, what is going on? That's really odd. Someone said they could hear us for a minute and then... Let me try that one, see if that makes any difference. I'm just trying. Apparently lovely tank, they just can't hear you. See whether... Try now. Anybody hear us? I don't understand it. It should be capturing, shouldn't it? And I haven't changed any other settings on the PC, so it's bizarre. Very, very odd. If we weren't in the middle of streaming, I'd say I'd restart the... I'm not actually, I'm only seeing it going up on mic auxiliary. So no. Nope, they're all on high. Yep. And no, absolutely normal. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. Active. Yep. Yep. For output it's minus 1.4 dB. Got to be something here, isn't it?
It's something to do in your speakers.
Oh no, that's capturing something this time.
Right. Okay. So.
But that's what it was on to begin with.
Hello.
I don't understand that. That's what it was on before.
Put it on that dom. Yeah, put it on that dom and just turn us right up.
Couldn't go much higher, mate. To be honest.
Whatever it was. No.
Right. Is that working, guys? Because that's it, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't understand because that's what it was on before. So, but it wasn't on the.
Yeah.
How bloody weird.
Right, we're good.
Anyway, shall we start again?
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, guys. I do not know what is going on. Jesus
Dom
Christ.
is a tech guru.
I am complete guru. Do you know the funniest thing is every time my old man always rings me up and says, "Oh, I've got trouble with my computer and what have you," and I was like, "Dad, I don't understand how they all work," but you know, and I literally sit there and googling everything and then tell him what to do, and it works, and I go, "Bloody hell, that's great!"
Yeah.
And then my brother started to do it the other day. He rang back from Cornwall. It's my computer. I don't know how to work. I said, "Kev, I'm not a computer whiz. I don't know what I'm doing." My wife does it, and I go, for crying out loud.
You should get him to call me, mate, and I'll do like a discount dom discount.
Do you know we were gonna? I nearly called you the other night on Friday. I don't want to know what he will do for money. He'll do anything usually, won't he? We were playing Tabletop Simulator the other night. Some of the Farnborough guys, and geez, we had so much hassle with that. I wanted to call you. I'm so tempted to call you just to get you involved because it was just like, oh my God. Just couldn't connect. Bloody hell. Anyway, sorry guys. I think we're all back on. So what are we doing tonight then? It's a bit late. What are we doing tonight?
I'm painting Hodges. A minute.
Hodges?
He's nearly done. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Hodges, yeah. In his civilian clothes.
Did you know there's a Dad's Army remake?
Yes.
It was on TV the other day, and I never even knew it. Bizarre.
Yeah, it's not as good.
It was a few years ago, wasn't it? I think.
I mean, the first.
No, it wasn't as bad as I feared it was going to be, but it was. It's not as good as the original, that's for sure. Name Pike.
The forward artillery observer team as well.
Oh, nice.
Elliot got for me for Christmas. It's a bit thing. I just went by the box art, and they just paint a white grid, a black grid over a white background. So
very nice.
But yeah, I've done that, and the little flag. The week as well.
Very nice, very nice.
So yeah, they're done. I can actually say I've got an official forward artillery.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah.
Would you use a forward artillery observer with the Russians?
Yeah.
Stalingrad book.
It depends. If I've got if I've got the points for it, if I've got like 100 points to splash out on either a sniper or a artillery observer, I'll choose that just because the intimidation factor.
Yeah. So that's interesting. You'd take observer more than a sniper. That's interesting.
Only because I've failed so many times with snipers. to hit the whole entire game. I mean, that might change with the sniper teams in the Stalingrad.
Well, you hope
get
it
two
does.
sniper rifles in a squad. So.
Shut the front door. On Point has just given me the biggest shock of the week. He's saying, I'm not painting Germans. What the fuck? He always paints Germans. It's all he ever paints is Germans. What? He painted some Napoleonics recently. Oh, I'm lying actually, but unbelievable. You're not. What are you painting then, mate? What are you painting? Yeah, I suppose because I've always played German or now Russian. I don't ever think about the artillery observer, and I really should do. You get hammered by the British.
You get that
one
extra
time
D6, don't you? The extra distance.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah. And as Leslie said, you're quite right. It's yeah, I don't know really.
Also, fluff purposes. I mean, you know, law-wise, you know, they were, history-wise, they were the gods of war, weren't they? So
hang on a minute. Law-wise,
big preliminary bombardment as well.
This is historical, mate. It's not.
Ah, yeah.
Don't want to come around here with your fantasy crap. God damn it.
I'm painting a dwarf.
A dwarf? Department, he was only the one who was allowed to do dwarves.
I know, I'm beating him to it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make a video before he makes him.
Fuck off. Yeah, I gotta upload it.
Oh, he's doing US Marine Corps, a bashed medic for group competition. I tell you what, if
I've done a contrast video on that.
I'll tell you what, guys, if you ever want to see done really, really well, go and look at On Point's channel. He does some absolutely outstanding kit bash. Really, really clever. He must have a little box of odds all over the place from all different periods. There was one, I think it was a bazooka. No, it was Panzerschreck team he did the other day, and he did 2 or 3 videos, and he had bits from American Marines. He had bits from all over the place, and he put them all together and to form this Panzerschreck group, and it was absolutely awesome. Really, really impressive. I wish I had that ability.
Yeah, I've never kit bashed, not very often. Well, I can't say that technically because I have actually kit bashed. I've done put German Fallschirmjäger on SS and stuff like that. Technically, it's kit bashing, isn't it?
It is.
But not like
the On Point does.
No, not like real kit
not
bashing.
Real kit bashing. No. It's interesting though. I wonder whether that is again, for me, it's because I'm just not that. I'm not a real modeler. I'm not great at the actual modelling. I'm done as much as possible. I wonder also because you guys come from more of the sort of Games Workshop-y type background, and it's sort of much more formulaic, isn't it? You sort of, you talked about this before, as you go and do a game, you have to have the right figures, you have the right ones to play the different parts, and sort of it's not to use other manufacturers in those sort of games. So I wonder whether that's why you don't do it either.
I used to do it a bit,
quite a bit. Back in the back in the day,
spares, just because the amount of money it is to buy kits from GW, and even secondary retail like bits.co.uk and stuff like that, or bits.com. Whereas in historicals, you get so many extras in the kits
Yeah.
I've got a whole box like this Russian. I've got a whole box of Russian stuff. If I just want a weapon, or someone asked me the other day, "Do you want a sniper rifle?" Like, yeah,
Yeah.
entire box of bits. You know, it's beautiful.
It's an essential thing, actually. You have all those bits, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah.
Well, back in the old days of like, cause I've been doing a lot of research on Warhammer and things like that. You would get given rules in some of the books, but Games Workshop model for it. So you'd have to kit bash your own model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that very much. There used to be one in every codex a while back, like just as a testament to it. But then obviously GW got a bit more on ball with the keeping it in house.
Yeah, they only seem to print rules for models they do. So
yeah,
they won't print a rule for a model they don't do, because they don't want it to turn around and say, "Oh, can I have this model?" Well, we don't sell that.
Right.
You have to make it yourself. What do you mean you have to make it myself?
Well, so it's a lost sale opportunity, isn't it, for them, isn't it, if they don't do that?
Exactly, yeah. And also, it might put people off the hobby, and they are all about getting people into it, which is somewhat good.
So, do you think Warlords are going to head in the same kind of direction?
I don't think they will. I mean, judging by their releases, like Stalingrad, you know, that would be a whole new codex for, you know, a whole new edition.
Yeah.
Every edition, you've got to buy a whole new set of expansions, you know.
I think Games Workshop have definitely now the big corporate machine, aren't they? So it's one of those. Do the owners of Warlord Games want to go the same route? I gather not, because they don't work for Games Workshop anymore. That's one of the reasons. You know what I mean?
It's entirely like it's taken them years to get to that point as well, isn't it? You know, and they've got investors now. You know,
well, that's the point, isn't it? Because they're listed, aren't they, on the stock exchange? So they have to look after the quarterly profits. They have to make sure they maximise every opportunity they have. So it is I mean, all companies have to make money to survive. But for them, it's more than that, isn't it? And they have a whole different business model. But I look at some of the things that Warlords is starting to do. You know, with the sort of, you know, somebody told me, and I don't know because I didn't play Bolt Action first edition, but initially like trucks were in the list and nobody used them, and then they put machine guns on them for 15 points, and suddenly everyone started to use them, and it was purely to sell the trucks that they couldn't sell in the store. Now, you know, allegedly, I'll say that immediately, allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but you know, in some ways you can sort of see the logic of that, and you look at some of the units they're bringing out, some of the figures they brought out, it's because of the army list, or does the army list drive the figures? You know, which way around does it work? I don't know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. It's like
on that subject, you need to start 3D printing some ribkin for your river crossings.
You can paint them.
I'll paint them.
Yeah.
On
Point says he has an addiction. The amount of super glue I buy from Amazon probably puts me on a special list somewhere. I love it.
What the solvent abuse?
The solvent abusers. Yeah.
Right. Here's a question. Right. Do you find that you literally this? I don't know if this is my addiction or what, but hear me out for this. So basically, I found the other day when I was looking through Facebook, all my feeds of Facebook are basically about hobby. Everything. I occasionally see something from maybe one of a friend that I forgot about from a long time ago who posted something, but I seem to have gone through and disabled all like friends' posts that have nothing to do with hobbying. So I only get like the group notifications for the Bolt Action group, Warhammer group, the buy and sell groups, you know, and just like Dom, you, the guys that we play hobby with, and I don't get anything else. Also, do you find that you browse and look at stuff the same thing for like 3 or 4 weeks, not thinking about buying it, but slowly then convince yourself to buy it?
Absolutely not. I never do anything like that. I would never buy anything just on a whim or just because I was addicted to it. No, never.
You'll just buy it when you're done.
Anyway, too bloody right.
You wouldn't think about it.
No thought process at all involved.
But about the Facebook thing, I don't think I'm normal for that, because I can just, it's basically my personalised hobby thing now.
Do you know, I think
I wish it could be.
Ken, I'm the same to a bit. I don't think I've disabled friends, but I know that my feeds are.
I have. 100%, 100%. I've disabled anyone starts talking about, for example, like having they're putting baby pics and stuff like that. Nope, they're getting blocked. I don't want to. I want to see Plastic Crack. He's 2 weeks old. Okay, happy days.
Oh, I love it.
I don't want to see that.
I love the fact he's admitted this in live stream. I love it. It's fantastic. Mind you, none of his mates will be following him anymore because they never hear from him because he never contacts them.
Oh, they all know. They all know as well. They all know because literally at work I'm known as the YouTube nutter.
Crazy Ken.
Yeah, Crazy Ken. It doesn't shut. Well, they even call me Plastic Crackhead, don't they? You know what I mean? They know what I like, but they know not to talk about anything else apart from models.
I do think I have mentioned this in a couple of videos in the past about this, particularly like on holidays and stuff, like the war gamers, because they're the ones that, you know, you go into a museum somewhere, we're on holiday, and you rush over to where there's a sword or a helmet or something, and start, you know, you spend all the time looking at them where everyone else is looking at some culturally relevant thing, you know, or you're going to see a painting, famous painting, and you're admiring on the guy rather than necessarily, you know, whatever the story was.
Or looking at the big ass diorama.
Yeah, exactly.
Big old diorama.
How would I reproduce that on the tabletop? Look at that. So I think there's definitely a breed of wargamers like that. You know, I remember years ago going around on holidays and places in this country and looking and thinking, oh, what a great tank position that would be, and I could place a gun in that hedge there, and I'd have a really good field. You know, it's like, how sad is that? So I think there's honestly say that. I think I'm not quite as bad as that. I do have other friends on my Facebook feeds, but it is wargaming dominated. Absolutely.
I'm still friends with them. I just block their feed down the thing when I scroll through. So if I want to be nosy about what's going on in their life, I can be. So I can still have a look, but you start seeing, like, it's like, for example, the babies. I'm not just saying all babies, but you see, like, oh, he's 2 weeks and 2 minutes old right now, and like a banana in his hand or something. You can't eat the banana yet. It's like, I'm friend.
Oh my
Seb's
god!
on, by the way. He said he agrees with the Rubicon kits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Liam, you can tell Em's not. You can tell Em she's not on my following list anymore.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Only when she's in the bloopers, the outtakes.
Oh mate, when she's in the bloopers and the outtakes, it's so funny. Liam's wife, right? Yeah, Liam's wife has stumbled into so many of our games, pissed out of her head, and been like, I want that.
We're recording him.
Yeah, we're recording. Oh, you're not. Shh. You're not live, are you?
Shh.
I love it.
Can't mute.
She makes me laugh so much, but she's so funny. So funny.
Yeah, we released the bloopers tape one day.
Yeah, we will. Oh, what was the best blooper, Liam? I've forgotten what it was.
Oh no, not that one.
Nah, what was it? It was a really, really funny one. It's how you do with the cats. That was it. Your reaction.
I had to feed my mum's cats. That was it. Yeah. Cheers, Em. Cheers for that.
She said you go and do it, and we were around filming. And she went, Liam, don't forget to go and feed your mum's cats. And Liam literally went, cheers, Em. Cheers for that. Ken, do you mind? We got to go around my mum's house. Even though she's upstairs, we got to go around my mum's.
See, Ken would have brutally said, "No, I'm friend."
Sort of thing before now with like when I'm filming down at the club, and I won't name him, but there's a particular guy who comes along every week. You know, I'm trying to film the game, and I'm thinking, you know, trying not to do too much work in terms of editing the damn thing because it takes a lot of editing anyway. And then he'll come and lean right over where you got the camera, and he'll say some inane thing that you just think, oh my god, and it's right in the middle of some kind of real high action going on, so you're thinking, how the hell am I going to edit that and you think, yeah, just go away please, you know, I'll talk later, or you know, because it's like weird. But no, I agree with you on the Facebook stuff, but I wouldn't go as far as the only times I've unfollow what people are saying, not unfriended, is when the whole Brexit stuff was going, because that was just tedious, and there was something else the election. I think that kind of stuff is just constant, seeing the whinging that goes on.
Go away with your dwarf, Liam.
Yeah, it's just like,
look at his axe, look at his mighty beard. He's actually got a chain to hold his beard back whilst he's fighting. It's that big.
That's crazy.
Oh, wonderful! What people are
that's
saying in the
classic.
in the chat here. So we're saying.
Cameron needs some of those bits fit in the Stalingrad build. Oh yeah, Liam. Actually, yeah, I'd have some of those bits for the Stalingrad buildings.
What, you're gonna saw their hands off?
No, some of the weapons.
Yeah. Can do. What was I thinking the other day? Why don't you 3D print some old like vintage carts and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Furniture, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Don't worry. Don't worry, Gumbo. I'll thought it through.
Oh, somebody was asking earlier
I'll just
about.
come and steal the glory.
Sorry, somebody earlier was asking about Rapid Fire and whether we played with that. I think we mentioned that last week or the week before, didn't we? I used to play Rapid Fire.
Yeah.
And I stopped playing it because I found it just very frustrating with the whole tank thing in it. But it was actually quite a good system. I quite enjoyed it. We used to play it for years and years. It had all the different books for different things. So that was something. What else is somebody else's?
Yeah, I have to have a go at these like little niche ones that I think I've seen them on some YouTube before.
I'm a member of the Rapid Fire group. I've been looking into it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, they're goodish rule set. They're quite old. I don't know how long they've been going, but a good while. Anyway.
Are they American? Is it an American sort of base thing? Is it?
I don't think so.
Because the YouTubes I've seen play it, I think it's best assumed it would be over that way of the pond.
Don't know. Let's see what else did people say.
It's strange how you haven't heard of it too much,
Don't think it's very popular over here. Or it probably had its heyday. Oh, do you know what I did find? I found the rules for Warhammer's Fantasy Battles.
Ooh.
What, the original?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
got PDF.
You got to buy each weapon for each hand, your boots, your armour for each model.
You liked it, didn't you, Dom?
I did. Well, I didn't play that many games of it, to be absolutely honest. I loved Warhammer Ancient Battles. Is that the one you were saying fantasy, weren't you?
Yeah, that's the one. No, Ancient Battles.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, mate. Yeah,
Ancient
I was reading the comments, but yeah, I loved Ancient Battles. I really enjoyed it. It was great fun. And in fact, I joined the Facebook day because you were talking about it on here, and I thought, I didn't even think about joining their group, but I did. So it's very active, like you say, a lot of people playing it. I've got all the books somewhere. I must dig them. Oops, I must dig them out and have a play with them because they were good rules. I know Leslie's going to hate this because he hates them, but they were rules. I enjoyed them. They were just the sort of balance of rules I like. In that I like lists and armies that have a national characteristic of some sort, so they stand out. So it's not just generic troops against generic troops. I think that was the thing I didn't like with things like, if you ever played things like DBA and DBM, it was a generic blade troop, and it just seemed to be, well, what's the point? I might as well just move blocks of wood around rather than the figures. Whereas at least something like Warhammer, despite the fact it's not the most historically accurate, it had characteristics, and it was sort of, you knew that if a weaponry set and particular kind of characteristics. And I think it goes back to many years ago playing with Airfix rules. There was a set of rules by a chap called Bruce Query, only the older viewers will remember. And they had individual stats for regiments. So if you had like the King's German Legion, they'd have particular different characteristics for every factor within there, whether it be melee, morale, drill. I can't even remember what all the characteristics were, and I loved that set. And I think I've always loved those kind of rules where they have those different variations. So it was kind of fun. Me in my heyday again. Nostalgia. Someone just accused me of us being nostalgic there just a minute ago. Quite right. Apparently no, Rapid Fire is British. There you
go. Rapid Fire what, sorry?
Yeah, it was a British set apparently. British rules.
Oh, it is?
I
just wonder why you don't see it.
Oh, it's saying that, basically Paul's saying he reckons they're not that popular anymore because they aren't a tournament set but are designed for massive games.
Oh, bloody hell. That's another thing, isn't it? Bloody tournaments. Our tournaments ruining the hobby. There you go. There's one for you. Our tournaments ruining the hobby. Go, Dom.
Yes. No. Actually, no. I think there's. Okay, so I'm going to take this one seriously. I think there are tournaments and there are tournaments. So there are games that you play and systems you play with to play really serious tournament games. and there are different tournaments that are set up to have really, really serious. I think I've just got yes coming into my stream. In answer to this, I think there are some really good tournaments you can go into that are just fun. They're based around having a bit of a laugh with people. They're a good way of learning how to play nuances of rule sets. I think that tournament you go and see how other people play, because you play with the same people all the time. You know, it's like we played on that tabletop simulator bolt action game, and you went out and it's like, well, that's how my group always do it, so we always have those sort of formations and that sort of thing. And you did yours in a different way, and it's sort of, you take something from each of them and you think, right, okay, next time I'll apply it. So I think that's good. But that said, I think there's some of the rule sets have been ruined by just being all-out tournament games, and they've modified decent rule sets. I think of what they did with the WRG rules. In my mind, they went from being a pretty reasonable set to then being, just increasingly focused on tournament play, and I think it ruined the rules. I think you lost a lot of the nuance of the rules. I think it just became a tournament set. So I think there are some that are very good and some that are very bad. So I think Leslie's put his nail on the head here. He said, no, they're not. It's just a different aspect of the hobby. So there you go. I think it's right.
Yeah. Do you think they should be for money?
No, because it could be even worse. You'd have, I mean, you think how much hungering there goes on. You go into a really serious competition. I used to do them back in the day, 5th and 6th edition, even 7th edition WRG Ancients and things, and you used to get some real knobheads there, and they'd literally nitpick over every little thing, and you'd see them just nudging units slightly and cheating like buggery, and there was nothing on that. It was just the kudos of coming first, second or third or whatever, and maybe there was a trophy. You put money on it, I think that just make it even worse. Myself, I don't know the 40k tournament, but don't they have sometimes?
You'll know more about this than I will, Liam.
Yeah, they do sometimes, not a major amount, but they're really big on their tournament play, like for 40k. And you look at the 40k rule books, and they're trying to accommodate for people to play open play. They've got all these open play rules that you just use power level 4 and stuff, and you barely ever see it played. It's a real shame, because they're trying to sort of accustomed to, I suppose, new players might play it, but you rarely ever see it. If you go up to Warhammer World, you never see people play power level very often. So they're trying to do the right thing, but they are quite. Everyone loves the points, really.
There's definitely a two-section thing, isn't there? I think there's that sort of group of, and you get it in bolt action, don't you? You get the guys who are serious players, and I think there was a league last year, wasn't there, where you could play in multiple tournaments, and they went up and down the national, international league, and what have you. And full marks if that's what excites you, then fantastic for you. And I think one of the things I did like about bolt action tried to do last year was games that Warlords were running, big tournaments, they'd actually have two streams. So they'd have the serious gaming section, and then they'd have the other one, which was for the sort of more casual gamers who wanted to do something a bit more historic, and it was based on particular armies, which for me was exactly what I would do. But I know that's not everybody. Some people love it differently. So On Point says reading some of the anecdotes. Sorry, carry on.
I still like the points thing, but you can still have quite thematic games with them. Like I like the way Warlord do it with some sort of scenarios. You end up having an advantage on points on, and then they add in the extra little fluffy bits. I think that they're quite open. They're, to me, is what maybe a thematic game is. Over a points driven. Be the best pointed army. So.
Yeah, I played here with Reading Wargaming Club. They did a sort of open day thing, and it was it wasn't serious at all. And I did the one up at for the D-Day thing. Again, not that serious, and the emphasis was much more on the theme of the army. and being, you know, in character, if you like, in terms of your particular army. But what I liked about them was that even for and there were people who came along who had no experience at all, were really not, frankly, very good. They didn't really know what they were doing. But there was something in that for everybody, because there were little giveaways. You know, every time you got a foobar, you shouted it out, and somebody would bring some special dice for you. And then there were prizes for the best sportsman-like player, best, you know, themed army, best, and you know, so it wasn't just about winning. There was a multitude of ways you could, inverted comma, win, and that made it enjoyable. And I find that really good fun. Those sort of competitions are good.
This is the Golden Demon I won.
Oh, yeah, it's the Golden Demon.
Nice.
I won the Golden Demon for the the most. I can't remember what it was now exactly, but basically I was in 3rd edition when it was like 6th edition Warhammer 40k.
Right.
So it was like, well done for trying, but you're never going to win, sort of thing. Everyone felt it was the pity trophy.
It was the pity trophy. Oh, that's horrible,
great.
Isn't it? My daughter, my youngest daughter, used to be a competitive swimmer, and she always said you know, they called it sympathy clap when you came in, you know, last in the race, and she said, you know, the one thing she absolutely went all out to avoid was the sympathy clap. It's terrible that, but you know, that's good.
Yeah, well, I got voted for that, so I felt kind of I was quite chuffed that everyone thought, you know, he was trying his best with what he had.
Oh, bless him, he tried.
Yeah, I loved the Necrons then, but yeah, now they've just turned into something completely different.
Yeah. Things change over time, don't they?
I think they do, and also, but I do think they do
fun.
Also bring some benefits. But I do think, you know, it's a balance. It isn't taken too seriously. That's the main thing, really.
I'm trying to find an image, which you should see in a few seconds. Right, I'm just on tournaments. I'm just going to quickly show you something.
Careful,
so you should see an image. You should see this. This was a tournament. And this was the terrain that they were using. They didn't have any proper terrain, but because terrain didn't really matter in per se the looks, it just mattered the different aspects of it. They were just using anything. But if I went to it up and they paid for this, they paid to play in this tournament. Bear in mind.
Yeah.
If I turned up and that was the terrain, I'd be fuming.
I can't see anything. No, I can't see anything.
It's on the YouTube channel.
It's on your YouTube. Oh, okay, right.
I can't see it on.
Yeah, Don might not be able to.
That's right.
Oh, it's not coming through on yours.
No.
It's basically grey painted foam board squares.
Yeah.
That is the epitome of a Warhammer 40k game where they're just like, you know, this is was it ITU? Is it ICU? And they play.
Yeah.
They love it. Love that rule set.
Yeah, but for me, it just tournament wise, that's the only thing that puts me off of like playing a 40k tournament. Would be that sort of terrain. I go for the terrain and to meet people, and I find we played a Warlord tournament, didn't we, Liam? It was my first ever tournament. I came third, I might add, when I actually could win. But
no snipers involved in that game then.
Yeah, well, I lost against Liam, funny enough.
Smashed him in the desert, didn't I?
Yeah, he did. Ruffle stunt, didn't you? But yeah, when we played the Warlords tournament, it was completely different, and it was, you know, it seemed really like how I'd imagine a tournament. But if I've seen the 40k stuff, especially the American stuff, put me right off doing that. It's not my cup of tea at all. They do it for balance, don't they? Because you're paying, so they got to keep the table's got to be equal.
Yeah. Even in that rule set, it tells you exactly how much terrain you should have in each quarter.
Yeah.
So it's fairly distributed.
Yeah.
Bloody hell! Tales from the Shed said that competition that you're talking about was at the London Stadium, and it cost about 40 quid to enter. Jeez.
Wow.
Jeez. That is obscene. I wouldn't spend 40 quid on a competition. That's for damn sure.
But mind you, that's probably what they need to pay for a box set, a GW box set.
That's probably true. Yeah, it's probably true. What about
half one actually?
A lot of the competitions that I've seen, and I mean, to be honest, I tried to join a few competitions last year for bolt action, but they all seemed to sell out so quickly you couldn't actually get in them. Really good prizes.
Yeah, what was it? It was last year, wasn't it, Liam?
No, it was 2 years ago now.
Really?
I reckon so.
Jesus. Well, that's gone quick.
It was the
that
first.
really-
Oh, actually, no. You might be right. It might have been last year early. Early last year.
I remember now. All I know is that the tournament we played in, it was installed by us, wasn't it?
Right.
Quite
And it was their
lucky.
first one as well, wasn't it? So they were really eager to sort of, please, and they were kind of trying to get a partnership with Warlord and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Warlord representative didn't turn up, did it? It was a right shame.
No, it was annoying.
But it was still a good game. I mean, it was that was the problem. They didn't really have an expert in bolt action on the day, so
No, none of them had really played bolt action.
it was down to us. And luckily enough, there was a
We-
quad
yeah, we-
player there, wasn't there?
Yeah, and we all self ruled, and we all seemed to be there for the same. No, there's one guy that just didn't want to play against factions that were allied with him. So if he was Germans, he didn't want to play Italians or Finns or anything like that. Apart from that, we saw who was it? We met Paul. Yeah, Paul.
He's a good bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah, we saw. Yeah,
travels a lot for just getting bolt action tournaments, just because of the lack of.
Yeah, he's gone all over Europe playing them, and he decided to leave his iPad, didn't he? Left his iPad, and we called him up and we dropped him at the train station. You wouldn't normally get that from people, you know. It's just.
Well, I've said the competitions I've played bolt action, I haven't played many, 2 or 3, I think that's all so far. They've been incredibly friendly. People have been really helpful, you know. And, I think the first one I didn't have some of the rules down right because we hadn't played an awful lot of them, and you know, my opponent was actually, you know, helping me out in a couple of moments with him because I then thrashed him. But
exactly the same.
But it was, you know,
and it's thanks to Paul, I've got these SS cavalry, because he had Polish cavalry, and I wanted cavalry.
Brilliant. So, that's the way. I think that's a good tournament. I mean, but then again, is that a proper tournament? I don't know. Nick, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, it's a different beast, isn't it? I just saw a comment about X-Wing. What was that? Tales from the Shed. I've always been tempted by that. I've got the starter set.
We've played a game, haven't we? We played a game of X-Wing, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a game of it. Quite easy rules, wasn't it?
It is, yeah, and then it gets more complex the more ships you get in that. So it's R1 was only the starter set.
But again, it's more hobby. It's more another hobby, isn't it? It's like, geez, when do you stop? And it's like that's the thing.
Pre-painted.
Yeah, that's the only advantage. Is they are pre-painted. So if I could see me doing that, that'd be one, because I wouldn't want to play with grey plastic. But have you found, like, the Black Seas? You know, I'll buy the starter set. I won't buy anything else for it unless I really like it. But I'll buy it because I just want to play it. Because I just want to play Black Seas just to try it. And there's like they've got their I bought Blood Red Skies and sold it now. But we played that. I painted up the models. We played that once or twice, didn't we?
Yeah.
And played it, and that's it. It's sold on now. But I probably won't do that with the Seas. I just didn't really like Blood Red Sky, to be honest with you.
I thought it was alright. It just didn't reflect exactly how things should behave, I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I've had very mixed feelings about that. Yeah, real mixed view on people who've said about that one, but I don't know. I've not played it myself, so I can't argue. A couple of the guys down the club had it.
Which one?
Blood Red's. Okay.
I was going to say, you played SPQR, haven't you?
Oh yeah, that's a bloody horrible game.
At least we can play that with the ancient rule set, Warhammer Battle Ancients. So there's that. We can salvage the miniature costs.
You can salvage the miniature costs. But again, I bought it because it was 40 quid. And I was like, you know, we went arse on it, didn't we? And it was like Romans and 40 goals. So...
Don't get me started on
it's one of those things.
Freaking awful rules. But really excited by the... I've mentioned this before, I know. The Lardy rules.
Dom. Still got the...
I've got mine up there somewhere.
Still got smelling it, mate.
Yeah, I know.
I've still got it. SPQR, Gambo.
Oh, well.
Never throw the rules away. Somebody did a video series on that, and I keep meaning to do my response on it. It's all the rule sets you've collected over the years. And I've got hundreds of damn things. But it's weird, isn't it? Because it's
Bloody
like
card.
you were saying, like the Warhammer. It's like I love that rule set, and we used to play it all the time, my buddies and I. And then they stopped making them. They literally pulled the support for them, and nothing happened. And like suddenly you stop playing them, and you think, well, why? Because they're still the same rules that were really good, but everyone stopped playing. Well, a lot of people did. There's still dedicated groups time and time again. So what is it about us as wargamers that sort of always get driven to the next rule set? You know, it's like, why? There's a perfectly good rule set you love playing. Why do you then move on to something else?
It's like people
That's
will moan.
the crack,
Yeah, well, you say that, but I've seen people been say, for example, they don't like things from second edition bolt action, but like it from first. Play first edition bolt action.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can still play first edition bolt action. Doesn't mean you can't play it. It's more the fact people aren't talking about it probably as much. You know. That could be an inkling to do with it.
I get you can't go and do competitions, or you know, you can only do specialist. That said, I mean, people are still playing some of the really old systems that I used to play as competitions now. There's a sort of, you know, an old nostalgia circuits of things like 6th edition and 7th edition WRG that you think, bloody hell, that's still going.
One of my favourite games have got it, which I've got my book in my hand. They do competitions still and tournaments. Liam's face.
He's like a broken record, isn't he, Liam? He's like a broken record.
Yeah, I cannot stall.
I will show you one thing though, Gumbo, which you'll love. Blast from the Past.
Oh, beauty. Yeah, that's a good book. That is a good book.
They're doing weird stuff. I have no idea what they're talking about over there. Oh, Leslie says, perhaps an announcement on Wednesday about Infamy from Two Fat Lardies. Fantastic. That would be great.
That's always a good one.
What's that? Sorry, Infamy.
It's the ancient rule set that the Two Fat Lardies have produced. I think it was due to be launched at Salute.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, could have got a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick said the Wargamer's quest for the Holy Grail rules is dead right. We're all looking for that rule set.
The perfect rule set.
The perfect rule
It's like
set.
we were playing. We played some of the Lord of the Rings, didn't we, Liam? I quite like those rules.
Yeah, they're quite good. Yeah.
How the arrows worked and stuff like that. Because you might agree with this, Don. With like arrows and things, what Lord of the Rings did is they did like an in the way test. So say like you shot at someone past a tree and past a stone wall. Instead of just rolling to hit, you'd roll for an in the way, see if it passes the wall, or you hit the wall, and then see if it passed the tree or hit the tree, and then pass to see if you hit the person. You know, the harder it is, obviously, for the arrow to hit. But you know, it kind of takes that into real consideration, really, doesn't it? If you're doing quite a close shot, it's quite a
especially
clever
in a
little
skirmishy game.
And it doesn't make bow and arrow so OP either. So it gives your melee weapons a chance to actually get close to the guys with the arrow if you're clever with your terrain and stuff.
That sounds a bit like. Have you seen that 148 combat rule set? Chap in Italy produced. It looks really fun. It's like single figure. Well, about as a side, combat 148 scale models. But you could do bolt action size scale figures. But it's the same sort of thing. You work out, as I understand it, you work out the terrain in between you and him, and if it's too much terrain, you can't take the shot. But you know, progressively gets harder the more terrain that's between you and him. And they look quite similar. That sounds a similar kind of process. And they look quite good rules actually. Surprise, I didn't buy them, but I've never actually played them.
No, this is the thing. I think for me as well, because I've started the hobby later than everyone else. It's me just in trying to get as much of this old school stuff in as possible that I missed out on. So I never got you never played Lord of the Rings, did you, Liam?
No things. I was heavy into 40k then. I was only a kid, so didn't have the money to splash out on another hobby.
No, that's it. And I don't know about you, Dom. Have the films ever interested you, or because I love the films. I love the Lord of the Rings films.
Lord of the Rings, oh, absolutely.
I showed Seb one the other day. Terrified him.
Absolutely addicted. I loved Lord of the Rings, and I think it was just wonderful. When they came out, We used to go every Christmas. It was always Christmas they came out, wasn't it? Around that sort of time. And each
Yeah,
edition would come
remember
out and
that.
you'd rush off and watch it at the cinema just in the first few weeks. I loved it. Yeah, got the
More expectations as well, wasn't it? Like you didn't have expectations then, so you just went in and they were just genuinely great movies.
just fantastic. And they were, you imagined reading the books, I found. I mean, that's what I loved about it, is when I heard they were making it, I thought, oh my god, how are they going to do that? Because you have such a clear vision from the book what it was going to be like and how it would be, how it would play out.
I love
and
the
then,
books.
And then I did too. And then you think, how are they going to do that? And then you saw it and you thought, oh my god, it's not exactly how I imagined, but it's close. And it's
they miss stuff out, but that's obviously for time.
of course it is.
Film can only be so long. Who Tom Bombadil is then?
Oh yeah.
Tom.
Because he barely features.
Liam didn't know.
He's
He's shaming me. He's trying to
Dom,
outdo me with this.
Dom, you ever listen to him on audio?
No.
And does all the voices, all the voice acting.
Fantastic.
Absolutely incredible. It's on Audible. If you haven't had Audible, it's free for the first book, and then you can listen. But it's great. It's great for painting. Honest to God, it just keeps you motivated, especially if you're painting Lord of the Rings.
Seen Andy Sykes as he's been reading The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I'd like to read that. I'd like to listen to
Hobbit's a good book. I think it was one of the first books I read as a kid. I absolutely loved it. Got me properly reading. I really loved it.
I've read more of that than Lord of the Rings.
And I read all the other ones like the Silmarillion and the extra books they did, the Lost Tales and all sorts of things. Some of them were a bit hard.
Hell.
Some of them were a bit hard work because Tolkien was an academic and he developed the world. He developed the language from Middle Earth around proper linguistic capabilities and what have you. So it has the basis of a real language, and that was his background. That's what he was fascinated by. So a lot of the other books around the story can get really heavy, really, really heavy. But they're not the easiest reads, I have to say. But I was actually do a book on any of them, probably not. Do a film on them, but probably not. So apparently,
TV series, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing a TV series. Yeah, TV series.
Interesting.
Netflix.
That'd be
Amazon.
Oh, is it Amazon? Is it?
Yeah.
So apparently, Infamy
they've got the cards
are
for it.
definitely coming out soon. There's the guy at Lardy. He's mentioned they're going to release it very soon, and somebody said they've ordered all the tokens and chips for it. So yeah, okay, so that's good. So that should be coming. They're going to be
Very
really
nice.
exciting rule set, I think. Definitely. See you later, mate. What else? Somebody was also saying, oh yeah, tabletop CP play what were we talking about earlier? Forgotten already.
Lord of the Rings.
No. I've lost
Action.
it. I lost it. We moved on. We were doing it. Never mind. No, actually, that gets me onto what I was going to ask. Question of you guys tonight. I know we always try and have a question or two.
Yeah.
We talked last week about historical books that excite us and get us, in the mood and doing our research and what have you. What called fiction? Any kind of books that you read, apart from the obvious things like I talked about Tolkien, but what about others?
Oh, because when you're talking historical, do you mean like?
Well, I guess for you
fiction in
guys,
general?
what books will inspire you for your gaming?
Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. Oh yeah. Horus Rising. That's all I'm gonna say. And then you got Flight of the Eisenstein. Oh my god, the Horus Heresy books through audio book. If you like 40k, some of them are a bit of a grind. Like Liam never listened to Alpha Legion, did you? You started it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slog, but yeah.
it's about 16 hours long, right? This book in the audio version, and the first 7 hours of it, a real grind, real slog. But then once the 7 hour mark hits, the story opens up, and you find out so much backstory and lore to it all, and you're like, oh,
this is why GW are such a good place. Like that story.
My god, how the story about basically the story of 40k came about, so Epic was Epic, the 6 mil version, was one of the first games where you could play Space Marine versus Space Marine. The original Space Marine, released in 1990 or 1991, was made so the Horus Heresy was out.
Yeah.
Done so much research about this recently. So you could play Space Marines against Space Marines, and then someone sculpted Abaddon. If you know 40k, Abaddon is like one of the main characters in it, massively, right? Asked for Terminator Lord in power armor. Okay, so people who play 40k will know what that is. And they based the Horus Heresy story of Abaddon through this miniature. So someone sculpted it and thought, "Oh, I'm going to make that into a story," and then they just went on and on and on and on and on and on with the books. And oh my god, the books! I've listened to more than you now, and Liam, probably. I've listened to about 20 of them.
You have indeed.
I'd seem to do it when I'm painting. I listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm painting, and it is a massive, keeps me at my desk because obviously I'm intrigued thing. But yeah, the Horus Heresy series, if you're into your Warhammer, you need to listen to that. You need to, because it.
Well, this was the thing, and we talked before on these podcasts, and I never really appreciated with the 40k that it was sort of driven via that, not the other way. You know, the books. A lot of historical games, they're obviously part the real history, but I never really understood that 40k was based on a book series. So it was fascinating to me.
Yeah,
I did no idea that was.
Well, the story was thought up a long time ago, but the books have only just really come out. So they're slowly releasing all these details of the backstory, which just adds to your gameplay because you just think, no, this is what they're fighting for now.
Yeah, there's a reason to add stuff, and
makes you want to play Horus Heresy, which is even more money.
The
prequels.
Yeah. What's way, Dom, right? How many Space Marines did you get in that set, Liam, when we went to Warhammer Wild?
Oh, what, the Horus Heresy one? 10. And
right, so 10 Marines. 40 quid, Dom. 10
you
models,
are
40
kidding
quid.
me.
And you don't get all the options in it either. You only get one heavy weapon.
Bloody hell.
So you have to then buy extras.
That is disgraceful.
You can't just buy the extras though. You have to buy a whole another set to get them extras, or hope that someone online might have that.
Jeez.
So
that is scary.
And how many models would you say if you played 40k? If you played Heresy, Liam, how many?
Oh well,
you
can have 20-man squads of them. So, and you want the 20-man squads.
and that's only like a portion of your army.
You want at least 6 of them. 6 20-man squads.
Dom, in realistic terms, if you want a 40k army, you're looking at close to 700-800 quid. Easily.
It always makes me laugh when everyone says, people who come from 40k background and what have you, and they always say, particularly bolt action, it seems to be the entry level for historic gaming, inverted commas around historic, Leslie, I know. It is in comparison. I think it's not that cheap, but actually, when you hear that kind of stuff, you think, yeah, it is very cheap.
Dom, an army in a box for 80 quid. Me and Liam were like, what the fuck?
The inventory sets. When I first got one of them inventory sets, I was like, you get all this in one box. Like, this is like 3 troop choices here. I'd have to pay like 40 quid for one.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Seb's looking forward to the 40k, to the Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Nick just said here, sorry, I'll get back to the books in a minute. He said he's got 2 projects at the same time, went a bit badly wrong. Great War and 100 Years War. No, what is that? TY8. I can't remember. That's medieval anyway. Oh no, it's not. It's successors, and that's sort of the Spanish Musketeers. He said he ended up with the Spanish Musketeer, ended up with an English uniform, and the British World War II got a Spanish Musketeer colour uniform. Yeah, that can happen.
Oops.
Especially if you're drinking, boy. I think on books, I mean, I guess there's so many books. Funny enough, Paul's just said 2 that I was going to say, 2 obvious ones for me. Bernard Cornwell books. You ever read any of the Bernard Cornwell books? Sharp? Oh my God! Where have you been, you two?
I don't read them. I watch Sean Bean play it out.
My God,
Sean Bean, what a man!
Also, the whole Uhtred series. No, he never dies. He never dies. He's not allowed to die. The whole Uhtred series of Viking era. That's fantastic. Really, really good. And the other one he put down, which I also would have said, book you won't have heard of, I'm sure, is by Sven Hassel. Did a whole series of Second World War. They were really grim, and he was I believe it was loosely based on a real story of a guy who was in a German penal battalion on the Eastern Front. And he produced a series of books. If you ever see them, you'll love them. I don't know whether they do them in audibles, but they're classic old paperbacks I used to have, and they were, you know, just the stories around him and his tank crew, because they were a tank crew fighting on the Eastern Front, and it's just grim and awesome. Really,
as soon as
really
you
cool.
mentioned the penal group, I'm gonna have to paint some of those. Not Fatherland, how dare they?
But I think
I'm trying to find some factory workers at the moment.
Oh my god!
Are you actually trying?
Yeah, I am. I've found some, but they're fairly pricey.
What's your pricey? £4?
Oh, I think they are £2 per miniature, which I think's the single metal factory worker with a rifle.
That is a bit expensive.
That sounds a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember if I find online really. Other than that, like getting partisans, but
yeah, I was going to say, why don't you get some partisans and then?
No. There's shitloads of partisans Liam I found the other day. Like Romanians and Russians. I was
chuck them in the links. I'll have a look through them because I think I might have to do a few cheeky purchase. I want Olga. I want Olga in a group.
Empress Minis. It might have been Empress Minis, you know, Liam.
If anyone can link me up afterwards, I'm definitely. I'm thinking of them and then T-34s, but I might wait for Rubicon to get some more in stock.
Yeah, well, I do love Rubicon.
I want to do a beaten up T-34 fresh out the factory repair. There's a track on it.
Yeah, some of those units in that book are going to be great fun for that kind of thing. Really good.
Yeah.
You'll only ever be able to play other games against Germans from the book. I don't think you're going to be able to take them out of that book and play them against other people.
Yeah,
they're too.
It's going to be a bit unfair if you did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I had a comment from someone on the YouTube video. Right, he said about was there Italians mentioned in it?
No.
At all, anywhere.
No, Romanians.
Yeah, he was a bit pissed off about it, to be honest with you, because they've missed
Yeah.
out.
Actually,
Apparently,
that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
there were a lot of Italians there.
There
And
were.
he's an Italian player, so he's a bit annoyed about it.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah,
they
quite
barely talk about the Romanians or the Hungarians, because they were all basically, as I remember the campaign, they were all guarding the flanks of the city, and they were all wiped out by the Russians.
Because they didn't trust them, did they, to really drive through the main bulk of Stalingrad, so they left them on the rear. So maybe that's why they're not focusing on the outskirts.
It would have been nice to give them a few rules, though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and within the scenarios,
I told him to email them. I said, email Warlord. You never know; they might think, "Oh yeah, shit," because it happens, doesn't it? Yeah, it might happen. And I said, you never know; they might bring out an FAQ with, free FAQ for it.
Even if they did what the Croatians, but no, because they should have their own.
No.
Can you get them in the well, presumably not in the actual Italian book? I guess they don't have it in there.
No.
I don't know.
Mountaineers would be pretty handy in the rubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Flashman, yes, another one. Well done, Leslie. Yeah, sorry, we're on books again. Flashman books. Another ones for you to listen to, guys. If you ever get a chance to listen to they did a whole series. They're like they're funny books set in the Victorian era. So he takes part in the Charge of the Light Brigade, for instance, and he fights in some of the early Afghan wars. And he's very, very funny books. He's like an anti-hero. He's a bad man who always seems to come out smelling of roses. Very, very good. The Con Igglesden. Yeah, Nick's. I've just been reading, or just started to read his latest book, Con Igglesden. I think that's how he say his surname.
Very nice.
Fantastic,
Paint the
really,
lizard.
really good. He's a fanatical researcher into how like the ancient Greeks fought, the Macedonians fought. He did. I remember seeing he did blog, and he was talking about reenacting how a phalanx deploys and fights out, and he had a whole load of, literally re-fought or set up phalanx on phalanx fights to see how it worked. So then his books reflect that better. Really obsessive about it. Really, really good stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, On
That's
Point
pretty
says
cool.
the idea of in the Sven Hassel books he's driving a tiger at one point. Yeah, they're going to give a tiger to a penal battalion. Yeah, right, quite right. But it's very true. Some of the stories are a bit obscure. Apparently, Paul says check out Empress's SCW stuff and Footsaw's very British Civil War for the factory workers.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, Footsore. Footsore.
I will check them out. It's a shame, really. Salute would have been the perfect opportunity to get things like this, wouldn't it?
On Point says he wrote a
When's Colours? When's Colours happening?
November.
When's it meant?
November? I think.
That's
Oh,
Warfare.
Colours. Sorry,
Warfare.
September, isn't it? I think Colours, somewhere around there.
Keep your fingers crossed, Ian.
Yeah.
And Leslie
Hopefully it'll
says
be
they are that
free by then.
Romanian. The Italian lists on page 33 does have a Stalingrad list apparently. There you go.
Oh, it does.
Apparently so.
Yeah, but in the actual like the scenarios, I haven't read yet that you can take.
You can't take them.
No,
No, but you
In-
can
in
still
the
build an
scenarios
army,
anyway,
can't you? But yeah, you're right. Probably not in the actual book. Da-da-da.
because there's not really any ones on the outskirt. They do the outskirt, the run up to, the Stalingrad, but they don't do once they're set in.
No, there is one battle, isn't there? Because I can't remember now, but I thought there was one where the Russians are trying to break through to the city. And forces are all made up of like camp cooks and backroom staff kind of
Yeah,
thing. That must
they're
be
all
on the.
officers, I think.
Hmm.
They say there are the run up ones, aren't they, at the start, which are like, them coming up to the city, which I don't think any of them include. They just say Romanian or
Right.
German lists.
Yeah.
Forces, the
On-
Rattakrieks.
Kind of a weird one, because you would have thought they'd have put Italians in it, because Italians are kind of like their main. Well, it's Italian and Axis, isn't it?
Mm.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
the main minor faction.
And also, if you're being cynical, aren't they supposed to be producing a whole load of plastic, and it would be a good way of selling them? But there you go. Interesting. I wonder
Maybe they
why.
will bring it.
Unless there's going to be
Maybe
another
they'll
version
bring
of the
out
book.
a freebie. Yeah,
Maybe
they'll bring
they'll
out a freebie later on or something.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it.
Along with
Warlords.
the Italian release. You say that it's Warlord, but they give you more stuff, mate. Warhammer, you have to pay for chapter approved every bloody year
True.
to get your to get your FAQ and all that jazz. You have to pay for it,
Yeah.
20 quid.
I prefer historical fantasy to fantasy, mate. So what's
Jesus Christ,
On Point said he wrote a piece about the Romanians for the Flames of War Ostfront book many moons ago. Was that was? I don't think I've ever played Flames of
Of
War.
involvement.
Yeah, no. Well, the Romanians were heavily involved, weren't they, in that period?
Yeah,
They
but
were
Flames of War just ignored them.
Probably.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I've just read through it. There's not even that many that even include the Romanians, really. It's the later ones when they're starting to flag a bit in their enforcements, but
Mm.
there's not that many that involve the Romanians even. And the Croatian Legion the squad that you get to barely ever get involved, is it? Either. It's strange.
There's a bit of criticism. See, look, we're not just blanket Warlord fans.
No,
You know, we do pick holes in things.
I hadn't
But
even.
you say even in the outskirt battles, they could have just said you could take the Italian
Isn't it-
lists.
It's an
instead.
Italian list, yeah. It's an
Yeah,
Italian
yeah.
list.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
You know, they could taken one more page and paragraphs of writing.
Well,
Well,
or even
not
if they
that,
were the
just-
allies
just
in
say
the
instead
formation.
of. Yeah.
I'll use the Italian list from
Yeah.
Stalingrad from the Allies and Italian and Axis book. Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
they
you know
looked
what?
at them old Stalingrad lists though and said they don't fit, but then I can't imagine they're that different to.
Well, you could have put a list in the book. I'm sorry, you could have done that, but to be honest with you, if you're playing a home tournament, if you're doing your own tournament, you can make your own rules in, can't you? Because you can turn around and say you have 1,000 Italians. Because let's be honest, the Italians' national characteristics are shite, so they're not going to be overpowered.
They're not a T-34 at 140 points, are they?
What?
That's
75.
No, sorry, 140 points for an inexperienced T-34.
No, T-34 75, isn't it?
76.
76.
Yeah.
What? So it's got the heavy anti-tank gun?
No. No, there's just the standard T-34 build.
Oh right, okay.
140 points, fresh
You
off
say
the
so-
factory line.
Oh yeah, the 76. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of the I'm thinking of Sherman. T-34 85. I thought you meant. I was thinking, what?
Yeah, no.
Well, that would be a little bit.
That's the problem.
wouldn't
I've
it?
only got that one at the moment. I need to get another. I need to get a 76. Really
You know
do.
the foolish mistake you made, Liam. You went for the big gun.
No, I went for the starter set. I thought it would give you the option. If I'm honest.
Did it not give you a 70? I'm with it. Oh, they've done it to beef up the points.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different turret as well. But then, come on, just include the little turret sprue. Go on.
But yeah, no, get the T-34 76, can't you?
Two of. There's a
Two?
list in here. There's a list in here that you can take two as standard.
Fuck. I ain't gonna win that campaign, am I?
Yeah, but you do have to take a negative. So you got to take a reduced ranged, a factory crew, which may not move.
Doesn't matter when it's built up. It doesn't matter when the train's built up, it does it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll probably take that most of the time.
That's alright. Fucking Panthers are about there, mate. She's gonna get blown up.
I'm not sure whether they're in this book, you know. I'm not sure.
Bit early for a
No,
panther,
probably
mate.
not.
Sorry. Bit early for a panther. It's only
They got left
43.
out like the Italians.
Yeah, that's alright. I'll use. I got flamethrowers. It's fine. I got flamethrowers.
So what else is there?
Yeah, he's
Harry
so bad.
Sidebottom. Oh yeah, Harry Sidebottom. That's another fantasy. Historical fiction books based around the Roman period. Very good indeed. I think who's the other one that does Cato and Macro? Oh, is that Sidebottom? I can't remember. I'm not asking you two because you won't know. But the guys on the stream might know. Oh, my eyes started watering. There are some seriously good historical fiction books out there. Really, really good authors. Every time I go, because I must buy so many books from Amazon, I keep getting recommended new authors each time, and it's like, oh my god! And my Kindle is packed full. My Audible collection is full. I could probably stop buying books and still not get through them. I did get this one.
I just read a comment from Nick Gams, is it? It says,
Yeah.
GW take a fee of 5 times you mention the name.
Don't tell us that.
Oh, do you know what? I'm quite surprised they haven't channel striked us yet.
Yeah.
You mentioned Games Workshop.
That's because you keep being positive about
original
them stuff.
content.
I did get this book.
Oh yeah, the Trollololols. Liam was fucking patrons.
What
book
the
did you get?
hell? So this was Martin recommended. I think it was Martin. It's, The Longest Afternoon. The 400 Men Who Decided the Battle of Waterloo. This is it's only a very small book.
That's a film, Dom. That's a film.
This
That is
just
a film,
sounded awesome, and I've started to read it. It's brilliant. It's it talks about the guys who were defending Hougoumont, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome.
Don't ask Liam to pronounce it because he'll just fucking destroy
Oh.
it. Like Verdun.
Verdun.
Oh, come on.
Verdun.
I was working under pressure. I had my manager and get that video at me. Get that video to me. Stat.
He's a slave driver, that manager. I wouldn't put it
Me
up for
trying to spend family on the weekend.
Fuck that, mate. You've been in
He's
isolation.
blocked him. He's blocked his family.
Yeah, my dad called me the other day. He said, I haven't heard from you. He said, I goes, yeah. And he went, oh, it's nice to hear from you. I said, well, I've been busy painting miniatures.
You really do take things too far.
Funny
Yeah,
enough,
but
I bet that's
that's why
actually
everyone
true.
I should never have started that conversation with you in work. I really shouldn't have.
You should have just walked past the laptop and just pretend you never saw it.
You'd
That's
be in
what you
like a beautiful house by now, yeah.
Yeah, happy family.
Happy family, yeah.
You'd be posting
Never
your
to have known
pictures
about
on
this.
Facebook about your baby with no problem at all.
Yeah, no, they've blocked you.
No, wouldn't have
Yeah.
been any. So. That's it. You're right.
Now
No.
your wallet's a lot later.
Simon
Yeah.
Scarrow.
No, I'd
that's
probably
it.
spend it
Yeah.
on something else.
Simon Scarrow. That was the guy I was thinking about. Did some fantastic books as well. And you're right. Yeah, Ben Kane. Yeah, I remember those books. It's oh God, where is it? Out Palmyra way, I think it was that way. Fantastic books, really, really good. Also read some really good things about. Oh God, I'm terrible with names. I shouldn't have even started this. I should have books that I really love reading rather than trying to remember them because I can never remember the names of the authors. But I read a really good series of books about. Oh God, what was his name? He was the British. He's a British hero, an English hero, who apparently is renowned for Normans after the Norman conquest, and he carried on a sort of guerrilla war against the Normans for years after Battle of Hastings. Books on him, which somebody wrote, which was absolutely fantastic. All historically based, but fiction. I've just dropped a bit of my kit on the floor. Damn. So yeah, all those sort of things. Fantastic books out there. Really, really good.
Like the Last Kingdom.
Same sort of thing. Yeah, very much the same sort of thing. That's a good series as well. But yeah, really good.
Leslie said the SU 122 is only 180 points, Liam.
That is true. Yeah. 122.
Yeah.
Harewood, that's it. Harewood
Yeah.
was the hero. That's his name. Fantastic. Thank you. I knew somebody out there.
Can you take them in these lists?
Good point.
I'm gonna have to look up what I can
Shall we?
pick up army
I
wise
was
here.
going to say, sorry. Loving it, Dom, aren't you? You love your books.
I love
Shall
them.
we?
mate.
Are they
So, getting the rule
CDs?
book out. Getting the rule book out.
Are they CDs, Dom?
These are, yeah. Yeah.
Laura, love you, mate. She loves a CD. I'm like, well, we can't really put CDs in our car anymore. Well, why have they stopped doing that?
Listen, mate, I still buy the CDs and then I get the download free from Amazon.
No, you don't.
So
Dom.
I still do.
Don't.
In fact, there's a CD there that's still in this cellophane wrapper.
Jesus, that's the rarity.
Because
Where'd you get that? HMV?
No, it came via Amazon.
Love HMV.
I would go to HMV, but they keep. I buy them on Amazon, and they with Amazon you get the DVD or the CD, and also you get the free download. So yeah, you get both, the best of both worlds.
There you go.
But you know, I was saying we ought to have a game of Tabletop Simulator because they've got all the scenarios already on there. Somebody's already put the scenarios from this book on Tabletop Simulator.
Have they?
All the maps are there.
They've done it already, Liam.
Mhm.
Someone's done it. Someone's beaten us to it.
To what? Sorry?
They put the scenarios to every single
All the book
map
No.
on Tabletop Sim.
Yeah.
What?
At least 90%
Already?
of them are there. Yeah.
Wow.
Hello, Friday.
Friday night.
Bollocks, I'm on call.
Start
Cool.
cracking.
Fancy a game then, Liam.
Yeah. That's...
But yeah, they've. I was playing it the other night with the guys, and there was a whole load of. I looked through the workshop, and there's a whole load of them there. I don't know whether every single one is, but 90% of them seem to be there.
I'd imagine they're starting to do. This person, whoever's doing it's doing them all. Get them downloaded while you can. But no, that's cushy. I was going to say we got maybe 5-10 minutes left. Does anyone in the chat want to ask us any questions? Any questions they want to put to us about anything to do with the hobby, or anything they want to know about us, or just anything in general? Feel free to ask
Stalingrad
now.
book.
Just ask now.
Little sneak peek.
I was I've got a question for Dom actually.
Yeah,
Have
mate?
you got Imogen to play a game of soldiers with you yet?
Do you know what? I actually today, because I've had the day off today, we actually sat down and we started to work through some of the basic rules for Black Seas. So I think we might try and play it tomorrow.
Ooh.
Dom, I want a video. I want proof, Dom.
That may be a step too far. I try. We might get it. I might do it.
Maybe a bridge too far.
Yeah, it's a bridge too far. A short statement saying, "Hi, my name's Imogen, and I'm not being forced to play this game. I am playing of my own free will."
Gonna hold the rule book up under her neck, and then with a date on it or something. Yeah, no, she said she will. She's a good girl. She'll humour me for a while. My birthday's coming up, so I can always play that card. So it's all fun. So yeah, no, I haven't yet, but I will do. It's definitely going to happen.
That's
I don't know that.
Mate, you got further than me.
I don't think this will see action in it, but whatever.
No, just do the basic scenario. Say she can be a swashbuckling pirate. There you go.
Actually, no, she's too evil.
Who wouldn't want to be
that.
a swashbuckling?
Put around.
Yeah, just don't let her be the French, Dom. Don't let her want to be the French either. Can't have that.
Oh, no daughter of
Can't
mine
have
will
that.
want to be French, for God's sake. Outrageous.
Blush did.
But no, I think we will try and do it. I think we'll hopefully get some time tomorrow to do it. DIY stuff is finished, and then we'll have a game of it. Even if I just take some still pictures to show you her playing the game. There you go.
Anything, mate. Just proof.
That would be fun.
I will be utterly surprised, and I will try and get Laura to do something game-wise, which I just I think I've got more chance of growing. I don't know, a second head. But I will try.
Love it.
I will try. She's getting that board. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm slowly whittling her down.
And Paul wants to know what your channel's called. Your channel is the War Games, Miniature War Games.
Oh, you never get this right.
I never get it right.
Miniature War Gaming. Oh, you never get Miniature War Gaming Warriors.
It was a big mouthful, wasn't it?
Why didn't you just make it simple?
Whose idea was it?
Oh, I came up with the name just because of the abbreviation, but I didn't say that was the one.
No,
I'm not sure which one I did. Like,
I just went home and bought the website.
yeah, you went. By the time I had already, we had put these names around. He had already bought the web space for it and was on about like all these different ideas.
Do you know that these two, and particularly the ginger nut over there, have a pretensions of grandeur that you would not believe with this channel. Mind you, to be fair, you've already made over 1,000 subs in just over a year or so, so you know you're doing pretty good, so it's fine.
Not even
Considering we don't know what we're doing.
No. It's a year in May actually. The anniversary's coming up.
Is it really? Bloody hell! Yeah, it's a good job.
Yeah, year in May.
I'm still on my 600.
What are we up to? Actually, what we actually up to?
Here he goes. Point. Here goes the statistician.
1,083.
There we go.
There you go.
Leslie, Liam is the poor mum with Ken on his channel. He doesn't have his own channel.
Yeah, I'm the one that gets the rules wrong because I'm the only one that can do the rules.
Oh no! I have to clarify this. Liam will let me get away with it. Won't let me get away with this. It's actually both of our channel. Because this is your decision. Liam is actually the other half in the Warriors. He's a 50-50% enterprise. All liability and everything goes 50-50 to Liam as well. Anything I say on this channel, Liam can be accountable for.
Unbelievable.
You ain't getting away with it, mate.
What an absolute git.
I'm just there in the background, just making sure everything goes.
If you've ever heard of a silent partner, that's Liam.
I like to dip in, dip out.
He's here for one fucking glory when we make it to 1 million subs. Then he'll come in and be like, "Yeah, hello, mate."
I'm the executive director. I'm too busy in the some offshore.
Is the power behind the throne?
I was supposed to be going to Thailand, wasn't I? During the salute, leaving you behind.
Yeah. Let me slog it out. So on the what is it? This the CEO, you're the CFO, aren't you? Chief Financial Officer. You're like, yep, you can have that, can't have that. Oh, we've got a question for you, Dom. Got a question.
Mate, go on.
From Peter Little. Dom, if you like a good read, look up William Sidney Smith, who is considered the only British admiral It really gives Napoleonic torrid time on land as well as at sea. Oh, that's quite good.
Sydney, what's his name? I know that name actually.
Smith.
Yeah.
Got plenty to do during the lockdown now.
Oh, don't.
Just to paint 2 models that I didn't even want to paint tonight. I can't believe it.
Well, yeah, I've done something different tonight. Done my dwarf for my D&D. He's actually had the most treatment compared to the rest of my D&D
He's Dave,
figures.
he's Dave the Dwarf.
He is indeed. He's a bit
Dave
more
the
heavily armoured than Dave's barbarian dwarf that likes to run around naked screaming. So.
Ah, that's why.
Oh,
I know
I've got some
William
naked
Sydney.
miniatures.
Okay.
They're Celts.
Yeah. And then I've also done a lizard tonight, which I was quite keen to at least do the lizard tonight. Part
That's
of
the salute.
That's the
Is-
salute
do you
miniature that I
Remember the
never
salute
went to.
model from last year, Dom?
Oh yeah.
That's the salute.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Good job.
Yeah, I'm just done a lizard because I'm just desperate to do some sort of dinosaur or lizard or something. So
Very nice
to
job.
the massive Soviets.
Leslie says he fought around Egypt and Syria. Except.
Yeah, I was just reading up on him actually. Really, I did know the name. Recognised it. I think he was heavily involved in the run up to the Battle of the Nile, wasn't he? I think, from what I remember. Or the Battle of the Pyramids. That's
Yeah.
right. Battle of the Pyramids. I think he was responsible for Napoleon losing a whole load of his ships. But yeah, fascinating. And in fact, I think, to be really boring, I did go to some National Trust house last summer, and they had a whole load of paintings, his sea battles, I think, if I remember rightly. Oh, nice.
D. Hodges.
Here's old geez.
I can get it to bloody. Oh, come on, you focus for a second, you git.
See, CFO's got all the equipment.
Yeah.
There he
all
is,
the
look, there
focus.
he is. There you go, he's focused. I've
Leaves you
actually
properly
focused
funded
it.
over there. That's good. Well done.
You need your dental light.
No, I know what I'm going to do is start using my phone. That'd be probably the easier option. There you go, I've got it to focus now.
Look at that.
And there's Sergeant
Right.
Wilson. Yeah, it's massive, mate. Light makes a huge difference.
That's
And there's
nice.
Sergeant Wilson.
All contrast.
Wilson is, yeah. He's in contrast. But
course.
he's not. Oh no, he's not completely. But Hodges isn't. He's 50-50. But yeah, they're done. Oh my god, I've got like 1,
Finished the
2,
basing
3,
of him.
4, 5, 6, 7. 10 miniatures left to go.
An MMG, is it?
No, that's the ampullet
I
thing.
don't see it.
Ampullet thing or whatever it is.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
the Ampere,
I've just finished
Great
the
unit.
basing on it now. Got some old wheels that I found in my bits box, stuck them on, and some bricks.
They should have the same effect in buildings as set on fire.
No, they bloody shouldn't. Not
I
for
think
that
they
cheap.
might actually. I'm used to one for a long time.
Finished
He
off
loves it when I get the rule book out.
Finished the basing on the
Fucking
ECW,
Russian
so that's all
What
done.
cheese? What cheese can I find today?
Yeah,
So
what
much.
Russians win. Russians win. Russians win. God, Russians win.
Oh yeah. It's,
You having connection problems, Nick? Just is that the picture? Is it? I don't know.
What, my picture?
I don't
Me.
know. Nick just said he's got small. Anyone got any small connection rubber banding during the stream? Don't know.
No, I haven't got any. I'm cushy.
Yeah.
Everything's been alright. But
Anyway.
yeah, I think we're probably going to have to call that
I
now.
think we are now. Anything planned for this week? Anything particular to read through? Anything more to do this
I've got
week?
a day off tomorrow. Well, I've got a day off tomorrow, and I'm debating whether to paint some minis. I to be out at the minute.
debating.
I'm
You'll
pretty.
do it.
I'm pretty hobbied out. I'm not going to lie, and I've been having a lot of fun on War Thunder War Thunder Tank.
Not well to
I've been-
walk.
No, I've been using the
Tanks.
Panzerjäger 1 a lot, and it's fucking awesome. Good little tank that is on a Panzer 1 chassis, but yeah,
I'll
I'm
have
not
to
too sure.
reinstall it. I'll have to reinstall it. Play
Yeah.
some tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. We'll see how this. Try and paint another ship. There you go.
There's
He'll
your
come
picture.
back and have a whole new army box.
He said every week, doesn't he, Liam? He's not going to get any more figures. He's
Yeah.
gone through his pile, and he's all holier than thou. And then he come back and he's like, "I've got 100 more."
Paul's gone. Paul's gone.
Yeah.
Paul is gone. I have 12 figures left to paint.
That's disgusting. Mind you, you have Rubicon delivery 2 days time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for this week, is to get that Sorokov, and the other miniature, and then the
Kadusha.
rocket. Yeah, the rocket car. Finally got one.
Rocket Man. Liam's flying off into space.
Yeah, I don't know.
Need to get 3 of them.
I want to finish off my
thanks everybody.
ECWs. That's what I want to do.
Go on, Dom. Sorry, I forgot about Dom.
Don't worry about
Sorry,
me, mate. You two gassing on about your whatever your rest. I don't know. I'm not listening anymore. I don't care. Don't care. No, I'm doing my ECWs. I've finished them off, and I'm going to start on the rest of these Baron War figures. I've just been basing clean, so I want to get them done because the new one just finished on Sunday. So I of course bought into that, so I'm going to have a load more coming.
Yeah, of course you did. You're worse than me, Dom.
I am.
You're worse than me, mate.
I am.
Jesus.
I am a lot worse because I don't sell them. You do. I keep hold of mine. Oh well.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh dear.
Mind
But
you,
yeah.
I do keep a lot of crap.
Yeah, you do. Just take it all to the bring and buy, Liam.
You can't. Real war gamers keep it all hordes. It's
Real
all
War
about
have a stash that is bigger than they'll ever get around to painting. They have more rule sets than they know what to do with. They read paper books, not just audibles, and they've always got more projects and stored figures. Look at that. There you go. Proper war gamer. That's the way it is.
Time he talks to me, he's so upset by it all. Oh, I can't deal with this shame. Every time. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with all that conquest stuff. Oh,
Oh my god.
what am I going to do with it, Ken? I can't be dealing with it.
It's going. I'm selling it for a lot of bolt action. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. You probably buy the entire range with the amount of crag you've got in that cupboard. But yeah. But thanks, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I am on call next week, so we will do the video as normal. But if I have to go, I will go. I'm sure Liam and Dom will keep you entertained, so that means you're on next week.
I might be here.
I might turn up. Don't know really.
Might have a board meeting then.
Liam, they call me the Taskmaster, mate. Do as fucking told.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Thanks for everyone who watched. Really appreciate all the interaction. Sorry I didn't get to all the comments. There were so many at one point and it was so busy.
I know, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to respond to them all, so apologies for that. But thanks for everyone who joined.
If you've got any questions, write them at the bottom of the video and we'll definitely address them next week.
Oh my god,
we'll
Nick's just given us a spoiler. Damnation. Apparently the Germans lost Stalingrad. Shit. On that bombshell, I think we'll say good.
Night.
See you guys.
What did you say, Dom?